Okay, before I get onto the actual topic, I just want to tell you all that I'm gonna be some of my voice clips are gonna be in Keemstar's fucking Area 51 game. So yeah, I'll be playing that the day it comes out, and so yeah, that's gonna be funny as fuck. But today's video is less of me talking to you and more me asking you a question and giving you my thoughts on this question. What's an RPG game? Like, I want you to define what a role-playing game actually entails, because if we take it like if we just look at the title, it's any game where you take on a role to do certain actions within that role, and that basically encompasses every single game in existence. So that definition can't work. Is it when you create your own character? That's definitely an RPG mechanic, but we see that all the time. And that also excludes some of the best RPGs that this generation has seen, such as almost every JRPG, The Witcher, most RPGs where you do genuinely create a character, like, you're still playing the same story, like, you're still fulfilling the same role, you just look different. Such as Dark Souls. So that one doesn't really work either. Is it when the world is shaped by your choices and your actions and your decisions? Like, branching stories is another RPG mechanic, but the lines are definitely blurred there as well. Like Call of Duty Black Ops 2. That has a branching story. Do we consider Call of Duty an RPG because of this one definition that we've decided? I consider Grand Theft Auto an RPG game. And not just because it's open world, because it has leveling up systems, because your choices, like, make an impact on the world, it's very dynamic, but because... Can't remember my justification, one sec. I remember. It's less to do with what mechanics are used, and more so how prevalent they are in the game. Like, what's prioritized and what isn't. Like, Call of Duty, with a few branching storylines, it's not that prioritized. You can tell that the mechanics... like the gameplay mechanics mainly, like shooting, bashing people in the face, rappelling down buildings and stuff, even though you only did that once. That's the core gameplay. Like, the story is just a side thing. Whereas in a game like Telltale Games, The Walking Dead, for example, the puzzle solving takes a backseat to the story, because it is definitely an interactive novel, if that makes sense. Bit of a tangent, but that's what I mean. Although that brings us to yet another obstacle, as we can't really objectively measure how important things seem to be in the game. Like, we can list off all of the things it has, but how prevalent they are in the mechanics? That's purely subjective. Else ratings would be unanimous. When they're really not. Okay, but what do I consider an RPG? Well, in my opinion, adventure games and RPGs are identical. They only have one small difference. An adventure game is more linear. An RPG is more branching. That's what I think, and that's my opinion. And there's no evidence behind that, because genres are a completely abstract term. If you agree with that, then cool. If you don't, then that's also cool. Tell me what you think. But, yeah. Now I'm going to give you a few examples. GTA 4 is an RPG. GTA 5 is an adventure game. Fable is an adventure game. Shadow the Hedgehog is an RPG. Yeah, well, let's talk about that for a while, because I know I'm going to get a bit of hate for it. Branching storyline, like, there are about 300 odd possible combinations with each. Actually, I'll just show you, these are all the stages you can play. And you go from left to right. Based on your decisions in each stage, that will determine which stage you play next. And it's not like a button prompt or something. Like, it's your actual actions in the stage. Like, you have 3 main objectives. It's usually either get to the goal ring for the neutral, kill all the good guys for the evil one, and kill all the evil guys for the good one. Basically. There is a bit of... There are a couple of gimmicks in certain stages, but that's the gist of it. And so, yeah, I consider that an RPG. At least an action game with very heavy RPG elements. Assassin's Creed is an adventure game. Dark Souls is an RPG. Fallout 1, 2, 3, and New Vegas are RPGs, whereas Fallout 4 and Fallout 76 are adventure games. And the last one, bet you probably weren't expecting this, I consider Minecraft to be the ultimate RPG experience. No, I'm not kidding. I'm being serious. It's actually everything I described, especially modded. Special thanks to my 2 top-tier patrons, Stolen Dragoon and Ori Main, and all of my other patrons, and all of the people who are still watching, who watches this to the end. You're amazing. You help my search engine optimization more than you could ever imagine. And if you want to help it even more, you can drop a spicy like or a dislike. It doesn't matter. It's all the same to the algorithm. And maybe even a comment as well, and tell me what you consider an RPG game to be. I could make a much longer video about genres in general, but it just depends on how well this one's received. And yeah, keep on the lookout for Monday when I play Keemstar's Area 51 game. See you in the next video. You'll see me in the next video.